What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop. So park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, and the subscribe button down below. Also, you can look in the link and check out my Patreon account. You can become a Patreon supporter. You can help me create content, recommend movies for me to review, music for me to review. It's all good. With that being said, we're back at it again with another review. I have reviewed season 1 and season 2, so it's time to finally look at season 3 of the the horror series Slasher. Now, I want to say Netflix series, but I know it's not an exclusive Netflix. Well, now it's exclusive, but I don't know how long that's going to stay, because I know that season 4 of this series apparently is going to shutter. So with that with that being said, I can't wait to see it. But I have some skepticisms that I will voice in this video. First of all, season 3 is called, I think, The Druid, or is it called? Yeah, it's called The Druid, right? Let me see. See, now I lost this damn thing already. I think it's called The Druid, though. Yep. Wait, The Druid. Or is it called oh, Solstice? That's what it is. Why did the Druid is the killer? This one's called Solstice. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this. First and foremost, let me talk about the good first, because there's a lot. I mean, there's like one very huge glaring issue with this show. One, that mask, the Druid's mask, is pretty dope. It kind of reminded me of a Purge mask, but at the same time, it was really cool and unique. I enjoy, the one thing I like about this series is like some of the characters, man, like they have some really cool designs. I mean, season 2 didn't have like a really original, cool, crazy design. It kind of reminded me of Urban Legend, but I still thought it was pretty cool. Season 1, the Executioner, it looks like something that you probably will see in the WWE, but I still thought that was a cool concept for a killer. And then season 3, man, the Druid was freaking ruthless, dude. The one thing I liked about this character is he was so freaking ruthless. Like, the kills in this season were top notch. They were way better than any of the other seasons. This one has some really gory, freaking aggressive kills, and that's what I loved about this season. This season was tight in regards to the killing factor, right? Also, the Druid in 1 or 2 scenes had that freaking had that blade. It looked like he cut like a random piece of like guardrail or something and turned it into like a blade. It kind of reminded me of like Kingdom Hearts or some shit. But that little blade was low-key kind of tight. I liked it. What else? The Druid just in general was just freaking ruthless and aggressive, and I enjoyed that a lot. And this season tried to do something different in regards to like how they approached the revealing of the killer. And you get kind of a surprise in that regard, which I'm not really going to go into because I don't really want to spoil it. But so the Druid's design is cool. The characters in this show are interesting, but they all have glaring issues because of the agenda that's being pushed within this series. Now, I might as well go ahead and address the freaking elephant in the room. This series has a huge agenda, and I, for one, am kind of getting sick of it. I'm super cool with anybody and everybody and differences and equality and all that good stuff. But sometimes you're watching things and you're just like, what the fuck was the purpose of this? Like, literally, it serves no purpose. Like, look, season 1, you had the gay real estate couple. Cool, dude. It wasn't like some like glaring thing. It wasn't just like it wasn't something that was like a central focus, right? Then you had season 2, the 2 leads, they were gay. Like the guy and the girl, which the lady, I swear she's been in all 3 seasons. The guy's been in 2. He might have been in season 3, but I wasn't really paying attention like that. A lot of these characters reoccur a lot. But the bald-headed chick, the one that always plays like some open lesbian, she's in every season, I swear. She was the one that found that body in the first season. She didn't have like a really big role. She was one of the main leader ladies in the second one, and then she's the crazy ass mom in this one. All right, or the crazy lesbian mom in this one. So like, I'm cool with it. Like, it wasn't really pushed that hard in the first one and the second one, but it was like hinted at, you know? So like the first one, it was just there. You're like, okay, that's fine. And the second one, it was there, and then it was like, okay, they kind of focused on it a little bit. Like when they made their little utopia, they're like, oh, there's nowhere safe for us. Okay, fine, whatever, you know? That was fine. But then this one, season 3, golly, they just like, oh, I'll take that. Oh, I'll take that. And then the thing about it is just like, dude, like I'm not, like it served no purpose. Like, why in the hell do I need to see two dudes fucking humping like randomly several times in the series for no fucking reason at all? Just to be there, just to do it, just to show it. Like, bam, you know, it's just like it literally served no freaking purpose whatsoever. The only time it served purpose is in one scene where old girl gets like she's like putting her husband on blast or whatever the hell, you know, whatever. Spoiler. So spoiler. So if you don't want to hear it, close your ears. This shit's been out for a year though, man. I think I'm gonna just go in. Fuck it, this is gonna be a rant and it's gonna be a spoiler review. All right, so the only time it served purpose was when old girl was got upset, or when the killer exposed the dude for humping the other dude when he had a wife. I know that sounds confusing, but whatever. This dude, I guess, was in the closet. He had a wife, and he didn't want to out himself until he was ready. And then the killer ended up exposing this person and outing his video to the world. I guess in order to cause turmoil within the household. Fine, whatever. But at the end of the day, like when you, that's okay, I guess, whatever. That's fine. But the only thing that got me was this. What was the fucking purpose of it? It caused turmoil, but then at the end of the day, like it didn't lead nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like they got into it, they argued. She got back at the gay dude by making a sex tape with her dude, and she put it on the internet or whatever, or sent him the message privately or whatever. But like it served no purpose. I guess it's supposed to cause tension. I guess it's supposed to make you say like, oh, this dude's the killer. But at the same time, we already know like the kind of like I already know the equation for this show. Like it's always the person that you least expected, like the person that's low key in the cut, the person that's not doing much, and things like that. Like the person that was the killer in season 3, I kind of low key was already hinting at. I'm like, okay, it's got to be one of these persons. And then they try to do that whole bait and switch thing where it's like, okay, well, if this happened, then it can't be this person. You know what I mean? So, dude, like it was just really a lot of the stuff that they showed in it just served no purpose to the story, like whatsoever at all. Like it was just random. It was just like thrown at you, I think, just for the fuck of it. Just because they can do it, I think that's why they did it. Because low-key, man, there was a lot of like dude on dude action in the show. And I was just like, yo, like we had to fast forward a lot of it, or I had to look away or like go into another room for a second. Cause I was just like, dude, like this is like a lot. Like it's freaking a lot. And it's for no fucking reason at all. Like it's just there just to be there, right? And then you have, it would be they had to do it. The racist guy next door. Now look, I'm cool with the story that's like, okay, you got the racist guy next door. Like you got the little alt-right racist dude. Fine, whatever, that's cool. But at the same time, it's like, dude, he doesn't need to be so overt in order to be racist. Like you had this man writing articles, showing him type articles about racism and the white race and da 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 da. And it was so like, okay, what was the purpose of that? You could have just hinted that he was a racist. You could have just made it show like that he was a racist, and you didn't have to even go into too much detail about it. I guess it was supposed to do it to make you hate this character so much that you're going to believe that, okay, he must be the killer. But like I said, we already know the rubric. We already know the equation. We already know it. So we already know that he's not going to be the killer because they want you to believe that he's the killer. So with that being said, you already know he's not going to be the killer. All right. So they went into this fucking overt, he's a out there racist. And then the reason why he became a racist was so stupid, dude. Oh, we're hi, how you doing there? We are collecting money to assist the new refugee family that just moved in, you know, to help them get furniture and things like that. Well, what do you do for the white man? What is there for the white man? And then this dude goes in there, who helps white people? And that's how he became a racist. What the? Get the fuck out of here with that nonsense. That was the most dumbest excuse and reason ever. Like, it was so fucking stupid. And then his daughter is like a little whore, straight up. Like, she's a little whore. So she's like bashing dudes in the room next door, and this man's just sitting in the living room just drinking and shit, just like whatever. And his daughter's getting tore up and tore out in the next room, and he just like whatever with it. Man, miss me, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, and that was another thing where I was like, yo, okay, what was the purpose of showing it? I get it. Okay, maybe you were trying to say, like, okay, horror movies, the promiscuous one always dies first, or brutal, whatever the case may be. And it's like, all right, dude, fine. But that shit served no purpose. You could show that they have some sort of turmoil within it. They have no kind of relationship without her getting her fucking brains fucked out in the next room while her dad is in the other room. It's the most strangest thing I've ever seen in my life. Um, so then you have the daughter who's slightly influenced by the father, right? You can tell she's slightly influenced by the father. And how does she show this? I'll tell you how. There is a person in this movie, whatever, dude. Spoiler, 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 spoiler. I don't care. There's a dude that gets decapitated on this show. He gets decapitated. He's also the dude from season 2. This man gets decapitated, and what does the daughter do? The daughter goes up to the Muslim girl, the Muslim refugee family that I mentioned earlier. She goes up to him and then she's like, "Your people did this. Your people did this. Who else would behead somebody?" And you're just sitting there thinking, like, dude, did you not remember that the previous year, like not even a fucking year ago, this druid killer just went and butchered some fucking dude randomly in your apartment building, and you all of a sudden think that, and on top of that, this man saw the guy do it, right? And you all of a sudden think that it's the Muslim girl. It must be an act of terror. It's the Muslim girl next door. Man, miss me with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just certain agendas and certain narratives that get pushed, and you're just like, yo, like, what the fuck? Like, why are we going this route? Like, it seems like sometimes it's like you're trying too hard to make me hate characters. You're trying too hard to like push this narrative. You're trying too hard to push this agenda, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, racist people everywhere. People hate Muslims. Like the false narratives that, like, dude, why are you using false narratives all throughout this series? You know what I mean? Like, it started to get just annoying after a while. Then you have the gentrification, pompous white. Uh, what's the fucking word I want to say? The fucking mustache twirling, like, those motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Those preppy mustache twirling $2,000 pant leg wearing like douches. Those douchey people, hipsters. There you go. You have the guy that's like the little douchey hipster, and it's just, man, like when you watch this show, it's just like those narratives, those agendas, those storylines just take away everything from how cool and original the story is. Like, it takes everything away from it, like everything, and it makes it so fucking And the druid is such a cool character. The journey to finding out about the fucking druid is a cool story. It's fun. It's a great ride. But then you got to deal with fake ass racists and hating Muslims and hating gay people and then gay sex and all of this crazy shit along the way. And you're just like, yo, like, why does this matter? Stick to the fucking story, man. Just stick to the story. Like, good Lord, this mic better be on. Anyway, so that's my rant on that matter. Overall, the journey to finding out who the killer is a fun ride. It takes twists and turns, and the druid is such a freaking brutal killer. I love it. Like, I want that mask. That mask is tight. Now, granted, I'm about to spoil it, so if you really don't want to be spoiled on the end, get the hell out of here. But I already dropped like a few spoilers here and there, so it's whatever. I wasn't really into the whole brother sister combo killer thing. especially the sister. The brother being a killer was very believable, right? That he was very believable. But that sister, the way she was like, she was not believable as a killer. Like her trying to pop them little bug eyes out and like trying to like, I don't know, be like super aggressive. Like it was just like she was trying to look crazy and like for real, like I'm just sitting there like, bruh, at the beginning of the freaking season, your homegirl was getting her ass beat and you said, "Hey, get off of her," and that white girl boobopped your ass and pushed you halfway across the hallway. Now, if you was a real killer, if you was a real killer, and you was really about that life, man, you would have tossed that little girl off of her like in a heartbeat. But now you got punked. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I understand the brother sister combo thing. I felt like maybe the sister should have helped, like helped cover her brother, but he did all the dirty work. But the whole like, oh, like, you know, one of us was always with you while the other one was doing dirt. That shit was boo boo, my friend. Like I didn't like that. Like I didn't like it at all. Also like when the killer didn't kill her, I was like, yo, it's probably her brother because why this is like the only person that he hasn't killed, and I feel like they probably did that just to be like, yo, like, okay, he tried to kill me. Like, you know, it was too obvious with that matter. Like the thing about these stories in this season, these stories are starting to get way too like obvious with who the killer is. Like I said, they have a standard rubric, and it's always the person that you least expect. And it's not obvious. They paint this thing where it could be like, okay, as the season progresses, you go through all of these characters' backstories, and you keep finding out, okay, this person's probably capable of doing it. Okay, this person's probably capable of doing it. Okay, this person's probably capable of doing it. You keep finding out, okay, like they keep doing it. But then all of a sudden, it's like by the time you get to the end of the season, whoever the fucking last one is that they haven't discovered or they haven't gave a backstory to, or that they haven't dived into their backstory yet, most likely they're the freaky killer because obviously they haven't gone into the backstory yet. So they will go into the backstory and bait you with all the other people in order to make you think that it's them, and then turn around and be like, yo, okay, it's the last one left. That's exactly what happened on the last one. They literally went through the whole freaking backstory the whole time for season 2, and then the last person that was left was a crazy ass lady. And I was just sitting there like, yo, she related to that boy somehow. And I figured it out. I figured it out for the second season, but this season I kind of already knew who was the killer too. The first season was the only one where I really didn't. Like it took me a while before I kind of predicted who the hell was the killer. I still was able to. In all of these seasons, I've been able to predict who the killer was. It's just various times. Like the first season, it was like towards the end, I was figuring out, okay, I think it's this dude. And then the second season, maybe midway through, I figured it out. And then this one, like maybe before midway through, like I'm finding him out earlier and earlier because, like I said, I figured out the blueprint already. But yeah, dude. Yeah. So the show has brutal killings. The killer's mask and technique is amazing, but overall, that agenda, that narrative pushing, that freaking like propaganda that they're trying to ingest in your brain while you're watching it, or even it maybe it's just one of those things where it's like they're just trying to like go with the times, and this is what's hot, like you know, fucking hateful people are what's in right now. So let me go ahead and like you know throw that in my show, you know. But it's so freaking stupid. Like you don't have to do that, and I really hope that season 4 goes another route. It's supposed to be about like some rich family in I think on an island or something, and people were getting knocked off on some Guess Who shit, or Clue. But we'll see where it goes. I can guarantee you, there's gonna be a gay couple on that show, like for real. Like it's gonna be a gay couple, like for sure. Anyway, that's my review. That's my rant. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. But I'm speaking facts, homie. Like straight up facts. Like there's a lot of shit in this show that's unnecessary. And for people that are probably going to be like try to flip it in some way, when you watch this show, you can straight up see. And if it doesn't bother you, that's because you're fucking blind to the bullshit. And there's no other way around it. Like there's a freaking mean old agenda getting pushed in the show. There's a mean old narrative getting pushed. And I'm not going to fall for it. Look, here's the thing. if you make a movie or a show that's based on that, then fine. Like if the narrative is the storyline, then fine. But if you make a storyline, you make a cohesive storyline, and then all of a sudden you want to sprinkle this little narrative in there, it's not going to work. It's going to stand out. It's going to stick out like a sore thumb. Like it's so stupid when they try to like inject this shit into a show or a movie just without even thinking to themselves, maybe, just maybe, this is gonna make it, it's gonna stand out because it doesn't belong. When you do things like that, it doesn't belong because that wasn't your intent. You're just putting it in there because you think it'll be cool. You think people will enjoy it. Nah, how about if that's the purpose of it, then that's what it is. Don't make it something that is not. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Force feed it all you want. I'm in it for the kills. So with that being said, cool kills, cool costume concept, but that agenda pushing is a real killer, is a buzz joy. I give the season a 3 out of 5. It honestly would be higher if they didn't have that agenda bullshit in there, but that's just me. So if you want to watch the series, it's on Netflix. I enjoyed it greatly, aside from narrative issues and stuff like that. But I can ignore that. I can ignore it in order to finish the series, but that's about it. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. Until next time, this is Dave from the 80s, and you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Go ahead and hit that like, that share, that subscribe button. And until next time.